Brand new banger.
It's Knucklehead Comics Tuesday. It's fucking Tuesday. We got Lay in the building. We got Cap in the building. Cabs can't make it tonight, but he's here in spirit. On Lay.
My man, just chilling, brother, chilling.
What's up, Cap? How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Is that and the father goes shamefully? That's my son. And the other guy goes shamefully. Orion goes, that's my father. Choose fear and hate to run your life. Something you can't do. That was wrong with me from the beginning. I was doing it that way. I was gonna go down that path. I worried.
You thought it was Grayson?
Sorry, got hurt with this. Like, not him. Not him.
Crack his brain for anybody that can help, and remembers. Freeze.
The media.
No,
Randall
Savage.
Randall Savage. With his knowledge and all other shit, and his capacity to learn.
Absolutely.
This is the only vegan I'll ever eat is grilled chicken wings, because that's like vegan to me. You know what I'm saying? Because the chicken wings are supposed to be fried, but you grill the chicken wings, you put it in some sauce, and give it some blue cheese.
Is vegan.
That's vegan. Like regular moo cow fuck milk, put it in some Honey Nut Cheerios, vegan, because Honey Nut Cheerios good for your heart. You know what I'm saying? Can I steal the question from Cabs?
I got it right.
I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal. I would also like to steal.
You're too late.
Wow.
I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype, I stay loose, I stay hype. I could do this all night, cause I do what I like. Yeah, I do what I like, yeah, I do what I like. Sipping goose, sip is right, and I go with the flow. Yeah, I go with the flow, yeah, I go with the flow. Cause I know I'm the show. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. In the zone, here I go. Yeah, they know I'm a pro. Let's go, let's go! Yeah! Let's go! Here I go, I get lit, I get hyped for this shit! That's right.
Word. He be like, I got a left elbow and a right elbow. I can break your face with any elbow. Make sure that you get elbowed in your elbow with an elbow. Got the arm ball, get the phone ball, get around with the bomb ball.
Daddy's gonna take you to Jersey Shore.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's fucking Tuesday night. You know what that means? It's Knucklehead Comics. We in the building. Your boy Toe Tags Cap is in here.
Yeah, I'm here.
We waiting on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? But yo, listen, guys. Tonight, this is some real shit. We gotta save the multiverse. We gotta save the MCU Disney Plus shows. Because we need them. There have been good ones. There have been bad ones. There have been ones that we don't need fucking up our shit. So we're gonna do our best to try and make it seem like it's worth watching Ironheart. Like I'm interested in seeing it.
You now taking the William Shatner dramatic pause shit.
Yeah.
We must go forth now.
Yes. Did you have a nice time last Monday night? It was alright. It was alright, Hassan. But yeah, man.
Real quick, just so everybody knows, in order to keep my tablet from overheating, I have to keep the camera off because it's 110 degrees in my room.
Yeah. It's 108 degrees in my room. But yeah, I'm trying to remember. Did we have a 5,000?
Huh?
Did we have a 5,000 BT?
I have no idea.
I think so. Not yeah, because the one in the living room
I
is
remember
10,000.
we
Right?
moved it from the living room because it didn't work. It didn't cool the
Yeah. All
living
right.
room
Well.
down.
Yeah. Well. You know what? Fuck it. It was time for a new one anyway. Are you ready for Night of Champions this Saturday? If they have it, if Saudi is still there after Trump blows him up. But yeah, before we get into our news with the comics, I am genuinely interested in seeing Ironheart because it's a Marvel show. I'm genuinely interested in seeing all the Marvel shows. But what about you, Cap?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not interested in this show. And the reason I'm not interested in this show is because Marvel told me not to be interested in this show.
How
They
did
barely
they?
her feature in Wakanda Forever was realistically a throwaway. Like there's absolutely nothing she contributed to that movie that needed to be. You could have took her out, changed a few scenes, and we still got the same movie because it wasn't about her. Then they
But
filmed
wait,
this show, then try to hide this show. This shit should have been out last year. What do you call it? They're barely doing any promotion for this show. I haven't seen anything about this show anywhere. So Marvel's telling me not to give a shit. It's kind of like I said with Agatha. It's like that was the one show that Marvel was like, you know what? This ain't for you. So if you watch it, cool. But if not, don't worry about it. I feel like they're doing the same shit again. But I got a little bit of news, so we'll when we get into the topic, I'll.
all right. Yeah, I mean, you're right. There haven't been much advertisement, but I don't think there's been much advertisement for anything. Like, even the Superman shit hasn't been as much.
Dude, I see multiple fucking commercials for Superman. There was a whole big thing about the Fantastic Four because they did a TV commercial ad for Little Caesars, and there was some controversy there. Like there's a push for hope. I saw two different fucking brand new Fantastic Four trailers. Like they're pushing other shit out.
Damn. Okay.
It's just you don't see it because you don't like spoilers, so you're not
Yeah, that's true. I don't.
you're not looking for shit.
Yeah, but I'm used to motherfuckers finding me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to the fucking ads finding a way to fuck around and find out. Oh, we're yesterday was no, tomorrow is a month away from the Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. They still have Blade advertised. Just no date.
Man, unless they filming it in secret, that movie's dead. Hey, just think of it this way: just like a vampire, this movie's dead now. But if the movie actually gets finished and completed and put in theaters, it would now be the undead.
Yeah. All right. I don't think we have much news this week, but apparently 50 Cent cast as Balrog in the Street Fighter film.
Yo, I heard that Street Fighter film was put on hold indefinitely.
Well, not according to these motherfuckers.
50 Cent is Balrog. All right, that's fine. Because Balrog is a Mike Tyson-esque character. And I think he can fit that. That's cool.
And he was a boxer, so
I mean, shit, anybody can look like they can throw a punch.
not anybody. I don't know if you saw Iron Fist.
No. I didn't say can throw a punch accurately. I said they can look like they can throw a punch.
And I stick with my statement. I don't think you saw Iron Fist. So, all right. So James Gunn says that Lex Luthor looks at Superman the way that comic artist looks at AI.
That makes sense. Because comic artists look at it as a cheap, unearned, fucking new thing that is going to easily replace them. And although some AI is complete shit, that Zoe Stark video was apparently AI. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, but so that's how Lex Luthor looks at him in the comics too?
Yeah, all of his powers and his gifts are unearned. He did nothing to earn them. And he walks around with this pompous, high horse attitude like he's better than everybody else. He's righteous. He's always right. He's never wrong. But he has the audacity to go in there and prevent Luthor from doing what he wants to do. He has the audacity to run in there and save people, even though, as seen in the trailer, even though the government told him not to fucking do it. And everybody fucking praises him when he's done nothing. That's what Lex sees.
Mm. So, would you think Lex Luthor is like Doom? No, even though they said that Stan Lee said that Dr. Doom is someone who wants to take over the world and hasn't done anything illegal. But he's like with a bad guy where Lex is doing everything illegal.
Yeah, no, Lex is not the. I mean, for comparison's sake, maybe you would say that, but Lex is nowhere near Dr. Doom. Because Dr. Doom would have. See, where Lex has. Maybe over the years he's learned respect. Right? Dr. Doom would respect first, then would grow to hate. Because that's what he did with Reed. He respected the shit out of Reed until Reed kept getting in his way and fucking him up and doing all this shit. Now it's hate.
Yeah.
So Doom would respect Superman. And then over time would learn to hate him if he kept getting stopped. But judging by the fact that Doom literally does whatever the fuck he wants and succeeds the majority of the time, he'd probably see Superman like the Sentry. Like, I don't give a shit.
What up, Tyson? So do you think that Dr. Doom would be a greater adversary for Superman than Lex Luthor?
No, Lex is the perfect foil for Superman. Because if DC, look at James Gunn's title for this section of his DCU, Gods and Monsters, right?
Yeah.
If Superman is the God figure, the all-powerful, omnipotent, seemingly everywhere. It can stop at whatever the fuck you blah 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 blah. Then Lex Luthor is the what do you call it? The atheist who, despite any and all signs, doesn't believe, doesn't give a shit, doesn't want to bow down, doesn't want to come, come to the mount and shit. Like I said, Doom would be more akin to Brainiac. Like the way Brainiac and Superman see each other, that's probably more along the lines where Doom would be. So you got to stick with Lex because he has that the gods versus the humans complex, where Doctor Doom has literally been a god himself. He doesn't get like he won't be impressed that Superman does what he does.
That's what I was saying. I was about to say he won't be impressed. All right. So what do you think about this casting? Mads Mikkelsen, the bad guy from Casino Royale. You know who he is?
Yeah. He played Caecilius in the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah. What do you think about him being Magneto?
Other than him being Doctor Doom, that's a perfect fit.
He was in Doctor Strange. You want him to be Doctor Doom, and then he's a perfect fit for Magneto, the doctor of magnetism.
He's a perfect fit for any villain that does fucked up shit, but has that layer of I think he's right.
So he would have been good for Thanos.
Of course.
What about what's his name? The creator? The guy
from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
I mean, acting wise, he could have done it, but no, because the creator's just full of shit. You know who else would be a good Magneto? Although I think he might be... he might be too short, right? But if not Magneto, then he's perfect for Professor Xavier. Christoph Waltz.
I gotta look him up.
He's the white dude in Django Unchained. He was the bad guy in Green Hornet.
Oh, okay.
He was the bad guy in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
He'd be great for Magneto, but like I said, if he's too short, then playing Charles Xavier, he'd be fucking great.
I can see that.
Maybe Marvel will finally get that fucking Oscar they deserve.
Yeah. Fucking, you gotta love Instagram. You scroll up and it shoots you to another section of your fucking chat, making you like viable, like making it reasonable for you to fucking break every goddamn thing in your room. Just because you can't just scroll. It has to skip. It has to jump. The first trailer for Mortal Kombat 2 is dropping next month.
Next month?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Well, next month is only a couple days away. Apparently, Frank Castle's gonna be in Spider-Man.
Yeah, can we get that iconic cover? The Punisher's got him in his crosshairs.
Shit. But I don't see this Punisher going after Spider-Man.
Why not?
Because this Punisher doesn't seem like he goes after vigilantes. He seems like he goes after criminals. I don't think he would believe J. Jonah Jameson calling Spider-Man a criminal.
Dude, you remember, I don't know. I don't remember who sent Punisher after Spider-Man, but in the comics, he was convinced to do it until he found out otherwise. A good writer can come up with a way in which Punisher goes after Spider-Man.
How would you do it?
How would I do it?
Yeah.
Simple. If we're already putting Daredevil, Hulk, Punisher in this,
Yeah.
put Kingpin in this shit too. And have Punisher's escape from the Daredevil series in this movie. And since Fisk is going to be mayor still in my scenario, Fisk kidnaps, what do you call it? Karen Page and forces his hand. You want her to live? Go kill the vigilante Spider-Man. Vigilantes are against the law. You're supposed to be against people who break the law.
Shit, but that's saying that Fist is gonna be in the movie. Because remember, Fist
Again,
still,
you're saying how I would do it.
yeah.
This is what I would do. You went and put every other fucking Sony versus motherfucker in there. How about you start using Marvel motherfuckers?
Right? Shit. Yo, here goes a comic for you. I think you'll appreciate it. It's Batman and Superman talking to each other. So Batman goes, "That's it, Clark. 2 weeks from now, it's you versus me." Superman goes, "You're on, Bruce." 2 weeks later, "What's wrong with me? I prepared as much as possible for 2 weeks, but now I can barely move." Superman, "Oh, that would be the polio." Batman, "The what?" Superman, "Yeah, 2 weeks ago I flew into your bat cave at half the speed of light and injected you with a syringe of the polio virus." Batman goes, "But that's not fair. I can't move. I feel weak and sick." Superman goes, "Oh, but if it was a glowing green rock, it would be okay, right, Bruce?"
That's fucking hilarious.
It kind of is. It's like, not for nothing, Superman has the whole back for Batman to beat him.
Yeah, dude, there was a short that I saw where it was one guy, like they were like, "Oh, a criminal just robbed the bank," and he's running, and he runs into some other guy, and the dude's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" And the criminal's like, "Yo, I'm gonna be good. Just do you know what hero they're sending after me?" And the dude's like, "Yeah, they're sending Captain America." Bad guy's like, "Oh, good. Whew, I'm safe. They're only sending Steve. He's a Boy Scout." And the other guy's like, what do you mean you're safe? You know Captain America kills people, right?" And the bad guy's like, "Captain America don't kill people." And the other guy's like, "Yo, he throws an indestructible shield at people's chest and head as hard as he can so that it bounces back to him. You don't think they die? What do you think, they just get knocked unconscious and stay down?"
They go to sleep.
And the bad guy's like, "Oh shit, you're right." He's like, "Ah, but don't worry about it. I got somebody guarding the door." And then you just hear, "Ah, doo-doo." And he looks at the door. He's like, "Oh fuck."
Shit, he's just going to sleep. That's all. Damn. I know the reason is to, keep selling these books. But it's crazy how none of these people kill anybody. Like, I think the Joker is the only person I've ever actually seen kill superheroes.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest problem with comics is that death means absolutely fucking nothing.
What up, Mr. Loki?
Yo, the new crossovers are gonna be dope. I have a feeling they're gonna be dope. I know Deadpool and Batman crossover. Within that Batman run, Daredevil and Green Arrow are crossing paths. They're running into each other.
Daredevil and Green Arrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Which, like, what do you do with the ultra playboy jokester versus the ultra Catholic? Like, that's gonna be something.
Yo, if there was gonna be a movie with Batman and Deadpool crossover, who do you cast as Batman?
You need somebody who's believable in being stoic. Because Deadpool, see, it's not like putting him with Wolverine, where Wolverine also can get a one-liner in or also could do shit. You need Batman to be the absolute straight man. So, and you need somebody who's not gonna be diminished by Ryan Reynolds ad-libbing and running around and taking all the cool lines and doing all the other shit and drawing attention to himself. Because perfect example, that bus scene when they come out of the bus in that pose and Wolverine sticks the landing, but Deadpool fucks it up.
Yeah.
He drew all the attention to him with that fuck up and the line and all that shit. But he's standing next to Wolverine in the fucking mask, and so you don't take away his shine.
Yeah.
You need somebody who could pull that off. I don't have a name.
I got one.
Who?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, so there's no name that we can think of.
You haven't seen The Accountant.
I
Ben
haven't seen The
Affleck-
Accountant, but I've seen him as Batman.
And arguably, he's one of the best Batman.
Yes. But notice, I didn't put any of the other Batmans in this conversation either.
All right, what about the dude who plays James Bond?
Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
I can't see him playing Batman, though.
All right, then Sean Connery.
Okay. How about Roger Moore, George Lazenby? Let's get all the fucking Pierce Brosnan. That's it. Our Batman is every single James Bond. Every scene is just we get one James Bond for 4 or 5 scenes, then we switch them out for 4 or 5 scenes like they did with the movies. Except for, I think it was George Lazenby who only got his one movie. He's in there for one scene and one scene only because we got to stick to the fucking tradition. Oh, I know last week we said I was going to look up why Cap can't beat Kingpin, but Daredevil can. And it turns out Daredevil is the primary hero to go against Kingpin. He needs to win the majority of the time. Cap doesn't really fight Kingpin, so he can afford to lose. That's the reason. Because they sat there and was like, yo, what do you call it? Cap can't beat Kingpin because Kingpin is strong, his skin is tough, he's smart, blah, blah, blah. And then with Daredevil, they were like, well, Daredevil could beat him despite his size and his strength and his speed. It's like, but he's technically weaker than Cap. So, moral of the story is a comic book writer, or what they asked Stan Lee. Stan Lee said it best. He said, I hate when people ask me who would win in a fight. Because the answer is whoever the writer needs to win in that moment.
Yeah. Did I hear that?
Yeah,
And
so
it was
without giving the spoiler away, the Little Caesars ad, they showed a character that potentially is going to be in the Fantastic Four movie. But the CG was horrible. I didn't really think it was horrible, but it wasn't, it looked more like a Pixar than photorealistic.
Mm.
And the internet went a buzz because they were like, "Oh, the CG is gonna be bad. This movie sucks." And everybody's like, "Yo, this is a fucking Little Caesars commercial. This scene will not take place in the fucking movie."
That we know of.
Yo, if it does, we just walk out.
Shit. And what movie is this again?
Fantastic Four.
Oh. Speaking of Fantastic Four, the draft script for the Deathstroke and Bane movie has reportedly been written.
Ooh.
So
I said, you said Bane, Bane and Deathstroke?
yeah.
That's an odd pairing.
I mean, aren't they? Well, wouldn't they be the similar? Because Bane is a mercenary, Deathstroke's a mercenary.
Well, no, that's like that's essentially like Cap and Crossbones teaming up. It's like they're not the same at all.
Yo, would you say that Moon Knight and the Sentry are Batman and Superman, the schizophrenic people?
Being that in the in the MCU, I would say that's the closest you would get. Although it really should be Blue Marvel and Daredevil. Or technically Blue Marvel and Cap. Because Cap's a bigger name if you want to really push it.
Yeah. So Thunderbolts director Jake Snyder will officially direct the X-Men reboot film, and it's supposed to be coming out summer 2027.
Good. If he can do the same thing he did in Thunderbolts, and by the same thing I mean make us care about random characters that were just mashed together, then he's gonna do great. Because that's all you need for the X-Men. We need to care about the team that shows up on screen. And it doesn't matter who the combination is. We gotta give a shit about them.
Yeah. Shit. It's hot in here, so y'all gotta forgive us this fucking heat wave. New Terminator 2 video game tracked down future war John Connor actor from 1991 to include his like.
Wait, so they're making a Terminator video game.
Yeah, but the actor that played John Connor in the future, they tracked down.
So the original John Connor.
Yeah, but this is Terminator 2.
Yeah, he's still the original John Connor.
Yeah.
That's dope. But I mean, why is the Terminator still a thing?
Well,
they rebooted it twice. And both reboots tandemounted to the only story we could tell is the exact same story we told.
because they haven't figured out a way to beat us unless they put us in a simulation. Did you hear that bullshit about the Matrix is part of the Terminator?
Yeah, I also heard what was it? Johnny Mnemonic was part of either part of the Matrix or I think it was part of the Matrix too. and that Johnny was just a different version of Neo who attempted to do some shit, before
Yeah.
1999 or whatever. I don't even know when that year was in that movie. But I guess if it's a simulation, it doesn't matter. They just reset the year.
Yeah. Yo, so here goes some more castings that would peak the DC universe instantly. Anna de Armas as Catwoman.
Ooh.
Josh Hudson as Kyle Renner. I don't know who that fucking guy is.
If you could put a picture up on there, because
Him.
I don't know who the fuck that is either, but he looks like a Kyle Renner.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
Kevin Durant is.
Yeah, I could see that.
This is it, right?
Yeah. Joe,
As
they just
Swamp
want
Thing?
that man to put on as many prosthetics and walk around.
He's like the dude who played Hellboy.
Ron Perlman, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the new Ron Perlman.
Nicholas Alexander as Chavez. Oh, Nicholas Alexander Chavez as the Red Hood.
Nicholas Alexander as Chavez.
I don't know who this girl is. Venkia Van Dendrapu as Raven. Yo, how important is Raven? Because I only seen her in the fucking Teen Titans.
It depends on who's writing her. Sometimes she's mega important, kind of a little bit Scarlet Witch stand-in. Like she's their version sometimes. Sometimes she's not important. Literally all depends on which story you want to tell.
Anika Goody as Beast Boy. Another one.
That one makes perfect sense.
Yeah, but I don't understand with all these fucking characters you have in DC and the Justice League and all that. You're giving me the Teen Titans. This one I don't mind because we all grew up with Static Shock.
Yeah, Static. Yeah, he's good for Static.
This I think would be perfect. I think this is like Josh Brolin as Thanos. This right here.
You know who he is, right?
He's a voice actor, right?
Yeah. Do you know who he voices?
Batman.
Kratos from God of War.
Ah, no, I just know that he has one of those fucking voices.
Yeah. Anyone else? Is that it?
No, that was it.
That's some good choices in there. People that definitely see this. That is what I'm talking about. Where you get people that are not carbon copies of the person you see on screen, but you look at them. They look like they fit the part.
No, yeah, they do. All right, I want your opinion on this shit because I'm done with it. Kill it, bury it. Don't fucking say this shit no more. This isn't Blade, so I truly don't give a shit. But
What? Tell me, what the? I don't even no idea what this is.
Marvel is considering recasting Jonathan Majors as Kang the Conqueror.
Okay. I know they had the dude from Snowfall. He might do good.
I would rather him as a fucking young T'Challa.
Yeah, but Carlin Domingo would do good. So I think instead of getting one person to act all 157 parts, just get multiple fucking people to do it.
At this point, it's done with. Let it go home. Let it go home, relax, and retire. It didn't work the first time. It's not gonna work this time. We got Doom. We got Doom out of it. Yeah.
So you don't think down the line, revisit it, and it could be something.
No. We already discovered time travel. We already beat the TVA. Loki's already the tree of life. We're good.
He fucked it up for everybody.
Word. All right. Now I'm gonna give you 3 teams. You tell me which team is best. Cast Hector as Hector. Word. Hector Lamas is Hector Guerrero. I don't know who's Hector, but fuck it. We need a Hector in there. All right, Cap. Which team do you think is more unstoppable? Michael Myers, Scream. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. He looks like a lizard.
You might have to put that on screen so I can see.
All right, well we'll save that for team 2 is Pennywise, Terrifier, and Freddy Krueger. Team 3 is Pinhead, Leatherface, and Jason.
Shit. I gotta see who that third guy is on Mike's team.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
Oh, that's the dude from Jeepers Creepers.
I thought he had wings.
Yeah, but I mean, that's his face. Shit.
Static Shock is a live action movie or anime movie with Rock. As a lot, yeah, I would like to see it as a live action.
What was team 3?
Jason, Leatherface, and Pinhead.
I gotta go team 3. Jason, Leatherface, and Pinhead. Because the guy from Scream or the 2 people from Scream are just people.
Yeah,
They can't stop Leatherface, let alone a Cenobite or a fucking Jason Voorhees. Mike can hold his own, but then again, the Cenobite and Pinhead will get him. And the Jeepers Creepers goes down, and once he's down for 23 years. So he's not even a fucking factor. Pennywise and what's his name? And Freddy get weaker the less you're afraid of them. And the other 3 will never be afraid of them. So they get nullified. Art the Clown is somebody you got to watch out for. But again, if Art's a demon, the Cenobite is a fucking demon as well. He's a demon succubus. That dude will handle him.
you talking about Pinhead?
Pinhead, yeah. That's what he is. He's a Cenobite.
I thought you kept mistaking Cinnabon.
Nah. I gotta go with team 3.
Okay.
Think about it. Pennywise is the only one on there who died to kids.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
everybody else, teenagers to adults.
All right, because I was gonna say, didn't kids kill Freddy?
No, the parents killed them, and then they were teenagers.
No, with the powers.
But that they were teenagers in the movie.
Okay. All right, staying with the scary movie trope. One franchise has to go. Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Terrifier, Child's Play, or Scream?
Shit. Let's say Scream had two. The first two were good. Third one was shit. Fourth one they said was all right. Fifth one they said was good. The sixth one they said was even better. So I guess that's working its way around. Terrifier. Terrifier is kind of. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of Terrifier. Only because Terrifier doesn't have anything to say. They're not trying to make a statement. They're just trying to go, hey, what's the most fucked up thing they'll let us get away with? You can make an argument that every other franchise has some sort of underlying statement that that can be discerned from watching all the movies. So we'll go with Terrifier. Who would you get rid of? Yep. I think he's on pause for a second.
Nah, I tried to fucking move the vents in the AC and I fucking touched the sticky pad.
Oh.
I would get rid of Scream.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. What's your reasoning behind it?
Just because you said Terrifier had nothing to say. Scream just felt like it's two jackasses killing people. It's just literally two jackasses playing pranks on motherfuckers killing people. We actually have demons fucking and professionals doing it. Scream is just chasing you down and stabbing you. Like they're not ripping hands off, cutting you with razor blades and shoving you down some ice, talking about Irons Vines Drive or none of that shit. Let me wash my hands real quick. I'll be right.
All right. While he is doing that, I'm going to see right now if there's any. Let's see. So the little bit of news here is reported that the Superman movie is going to start with a Star Wars-esque type text crawl, where I guess any and all information that we need to know to catch up with this dude is going to be in there. So probably, hey, in the year 1982, the planet Krypton blew up, and Jor-El sent his only son, Kal-El, in a rocket ship to Earth to save his life, and that baby grew up to become Superman. Some shit like that is probably what's going to be explained in the text crawl, because God forbid you show something in a fucking 2-hour movie. Let's see what else here. We got the Toxic Avengers coming out. So if you guys don't know what the Toxic Avenger is, it was a comic book in the 80s that spawned a very fucking low budget horror superhero movie that then somehow gained fucking notoriety and had toys and a Saturday morning cartoon But essentially, it's this loser janitor who gets bullied by these kids, and they essentially trick him into thinking he's gonna get lucky with one of the cheerleaders or some shit. And instead, they throw him into a vat of fucking toxic waste, and he becomes this deformed monster. But he's still him, so he goes after, instead of just rampaging through the city, he goes after the bad guys in the most fucked up, almost Terrifier-esque way. So that movie's coming out, and weirdly enough, for some reason, Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger. I don't know why. I don't know why they asked him, and I don't know why he did it, because this doesn't seem like a movie he'd be into. But he is, so I think that's coming out at some point later this year. The original one, I don't even know if the original one was rated. Let's see, 1984, Toxic Avenger. What was the rating? Yo, that budget was $500,000. That's all it cost for that movie. And the original one was rated R. Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever seen it. From the looks of it, it looks like it might be on Peacock. I think they did 3 movies, if I'm not mistaken. You know, if you got time to waste, go ahead and throw it on. See what you think. Growing up as a kid in the 80s, I was never a fan of it.
What is that?
Talk about the Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah, they have a new one with Peter Dinklage. Did you see the trailer for it?
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I was talking to Lay, and I was like, yo, I don't remember all this gruesome shit. Like, I remember them trying to rape the girl, and I remember the girl fell in love with him. But I don't remember all the other shit.
No, it was, they did some shit. But again, they sanitized it more when they did the cartoon and the toys. But that's not a series that you take seriously.
Yeah. I remember I tried to watch it the other day like 2 years ago, and I was like, yo, this shit is boring. What the fuck happened? I don't remember none of this shit.
The Toxic Avenger?
Yeah, I don't know if I was watching part 2 or some shit and didn't know about it.
Yo, was 2 questions of how you know which one you were watching. 1, was he human at any point?
No.
2, did he kiss a pig?
No, it was more like news reporting.
So then you watch one of the other ones, not the original.
So Kevin Feige is reportedly planning to step down from Marvel Studios after the release of Avengers: Secret War.
All right, well, the big question is, who the fuck do you get to replace him?
We got him. You replace him with us, and we'll make some magic happen.
Shit. I mean, the money would be nice, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I would want a job like that. To sit there and oversee every single script and make sure that everything is fucking tip top, everything lines up, shit we do in one movie correctly affects another movie. But at the same time, I gotta see. This is the problem with it, right? It'll be super easy to come up with an entire production and make 27 movies, all interconnecting, all interlocking, right? And all come out fucking coherent. Now, people like to think, oh, Iron Man felt different than Ant-Man, Thor felt different than Captain America felt different than Captain Marvel. They had all this other shit, Black Panther felt different, and blah 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 blah. No. Watch the movie. They all follow the same basic fucking formula. It's a good one, but they all follow the same formula. Shang-Chi follows that formula, and it's one of people's favorites. You know which movie didn't? Eternals. And everybody went, wait a minute. Everybody was begging for the formula to change. They came out with new Coke, and Coca-Cola had to go, my bad, we fucked up. Ain't no new Coke. We're going back to old Coke. Then Doctor Strange forgot to fucking be coherent and went, hey, you remember what we did with Wanda? Neither do we. This is what we're doing now. And then you had to be different. So you let Taika Waititi do what he did. And all of a sudden you got Thor and his hammers that are mad if you look at another fucking hammer. So there's no way to let people come in and give what they want to give while also having to give it in the box you put them in. That's why Edgar Wright left Ant-Man. That's why Blade can't get done. That's why all this other shit is happening where what do you call it? Daredevil had to be fucking rewritten and shit. Look at Daredevil. The one fucking episode that looks like it fits in the Marvel universe is the one everybody went, what the fuck was that one about the bank? That episode was dumb as shit.
Because it didn't have anything to do with anything.
But it fit. Like, that's the Marvel fucking formula. So, as much as I sit here and be like, yo, here's what I think I would do, I don't actually want that job.
I mean, but you make it sound like it's hard. We do that shit every week.
No, what's hard is this. What's hard is movies were supposed to be, hey, Quentin Tarantino's directing. I gotta go see it. Leonardo DiCaprio's acting in it. I gotta go see it. And some of the arguments that is being made is that no longer is it, hey, Ryan Coogler is directing Black Panther. I gotta go see it. It's now, hey, we gotta go see Black Panther. We gotta go see what he does. Hey, we gotta see what Cap does. And all you technically need, you do a sports podcast.
Yeah.
Marvel has turned into a franchise that doesn't need a franchise quarterback. All they need to potentially make it to the playoffs and win the World Series is Trent Hasselbeck. It's somebody who's not going to turn the ball over and not going to lose them the game. The director doesn't fucking matter as long as he can point the camera and capture some cool shit. The editor doesn't matter as long as he can put together a cool fucking, as long as he can put the movie together coherently. The writers apparently don't matter because we keep getting whoever the fuck they hand these shits off to. And if people weren't and if it wasn't for the fans, it wouldn't even matter who the fuck was Tony Stark. Because, love or hate Robert Downey Jr., whatever you want to say, there's probably 2 other people that we could find that do as good or maybe even better as Tony Stark.
Do you think Brad Pitt would have been good as Tony Stark?
No. He might have been good as Cap. You put him as Cap and Tom Cruise as Tony as they wanted. That could be something fun.
Me and Lay was talking about it, and I was saying I don't see Brad Pitt as Tony Stark because he doesn't have that. Like, he's cool, but he's a little too cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Clooney is more Stark.
And
like if
he
you
was
get
saying
Clooney as Danny Ocean from the Ocean's 11.
He was saying the way that he did in the Hollywood movie with
with Leo.
Yeah, Leonardo.
Yeah.
That,
Once upon a time or some shit.
Yeah, he was saying that the way he acted there, he could see him in Tony Stark-esque.
Maybe I haven't seen that movie fully. Maybe you could.
I don't know. I think we got the right Tony Stark when it comes to Tony Stark. I think we got the right guy. Who it's weird because I don't see any of them older actors doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like Leonardo, Tom Cruise, all those people. Like I get Tom Cruise just because he has that jackassism in him. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But still, I don't see him outperforming Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark.
Yeah. I mean, when you get perfect casting, you get perfect casting. But I think there's somebody out there that we haven't seen yet, or somebody we're not thinking about that would come in and just be fantastic in that role.
Yeah.
But the overarching point is the difficult job is how do you make something that is supposed to be consistent across 47 different fucking movies that's supposed to feel like one person wrote the story, but allow for other people to put their own individuality in it.
I think what you have to do is tell people the story. Like phase 1, yeah, we went through the movies were good, movies were bad, and all that other shit. But phase 1, you could tell they had a clear goal. Introduce these characters, tell their story, but this is where we're ending up. And every character had an arc, 1, 2, 3 movies before Avengers. Now it's almost like, yeah, tell any story you want, and then we'll just mumbo jumbo the shit together. What they need to do is they need to have a clear game plan.
Yeah,
this is the story I want to tell throughout the whole shit, and then brainstorm how can Ant-Man fit into this. Well, Ant-Man does the quantum realm. All right, so how does Ant-Man fit with the quantum realm and this shit? Well, we could have Kang the Conqueror trapped in the quantum realm. All right, so we need Kang to look like this. Well, we can't have Kang look like this and Ant-Man win. So why don't we do this where Kang sends his cronies, fucking MODOK, to go fight fucking Ant-Man, and Kang steals the pen particles and he leaves the quantum realm. and he doesn't even touch Ant-Man. He doesn't need to be in love with what's his name's wife. He didn't need to fucking kidnap the kid. I've never seen somebody that can conquer fucking universes and timelines need Ant-Man to go fucking do something.
Yeah, but but see, that's the point. So even in your version of how to run things, the director and the specific writer are pointless. You just need a director and a writer who's gonna write what you need and shoot where you need to be shot. But at that point, like there is no room. There's no room for, hey, I have an idea for a Punisher movie. Oh, sorry, your Punisher movie doesn't fit into the story we want to tell, so you don't get to do your cool idea. We need Punisher to be X, Y, and Z so that he's over here when we need him to be. And then essentially, you're, what do you call it? You're just sitting down and now you're writing 47 fucking movies.
Well, you could still have the director write his shit. Like Michael Watt. This is the thing. You could get the right director, but it has to fit the mold, right? You can't go out and get Tom Brady to fucking quarterback a team that has no wide receivers and no offensive line. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have Michael Wakakiki fucking direct Thor movies and make Thor fucking an idiot and then have him be a fucking stoic fucking killer that regrets shit in Endgame. It's a completely different fucking character. Like, remember, we said this after Ragnarok. He got over the shit with his mom. He spoke with his mom. He fucking won that already. Why is he going through it again? Why is his hammer and the other hammer jealous of each other? They're not people. They're just objects that he can control. He has the fucking he's worthy enough to control them. Because if that's the case, then fucking Moliere should have never listened to Cap. Because he would have been jealous.
Yeah, luckily for us, that fourth movie came after.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
if that would have came before, that would have been the death knell.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. If they would have been like, yo, we want to tell this story. All right, cool. How can it fit in this? Hulk's in it. All right, boom. Or someone goes, you know, you're just making a fucking Hulk movie. You're just doing a Hulk storyline and putting this in there, right? That's kind of lazy.
Yeah,
why don't you do this?
Dude, think about it. They did it. This is how hard it is, though. Because they did that twice.
With Thor?
No, Thor Ragnarok was World War Hulk. Right? Captain America Brave New World was the Incredible Hulk 2.
Even that.
I think you're
even
that part of that.
No. I was getting table towel so I could blow my nose. I said, and even that, it's like you want to put Betty Ross in the movie. You want to have this. All right, cool. Yes, we'll tie it into the Incredible Hulk. But you can't lose sight of Captain America. What you could have done, instead of having General Ross keeping the leader captive, the leader could have been manipulating General Ross outside because General Ross made him that way, or wouldn't change him, or couldn't change him, or some shit like that. he believed that they had the technology to bring him back to where he was, and they were hiding it because of the alien technology they had in Avengers 1. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that could have been it. Like he could have been on some he saw what Sam Wilson did in Cap and Winter Soldier, where he stood up in Manhattan and be like, yo, the probability of this guy actually being like that is catastrophic. So let's see if we could change him. And he's playing both sides against the middle. And he's the puppeteer. He's the Baron Zemo of fucking Civil War.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. That they could
And
have.
you could have had General Ross looking for power because he's dying and he's trying to be immortal or some shit, right? Or that he's just jealous of the Hulk, and what happened with Blonsky, he's like, yo, fuck that. I can't trust somebody. I'm gonna get the super soldier serum. And they're developing it, right? They're developing it, and the leader's the one manipulating the whole shit, and he's the one that's just adding gamma radiation. Like he's controlling the fucking people, adding gamma radiation to every one of them. So General Ross thinks he's a fucking super soldier, so that way he can beat up the new Cap and be like, yo, we don't need this Cap. I'm Cap. And now he's the Red Hulk, and that's what makes him so fucking pissed off because one, he doesn't like Sam Wilson. Two, he got changed. He got played by the leader, and three, he's turned into a fucking Hulk, which he despises.
Yeah, dude. Again, I agree with you 100%. But with that being said, that falls back to what I was saying. If you're gonna do that, then there is no room for creativity or somebody else coming and going, yo, I want to tell this story.
Well, let's see if Show has some creativity for it.
I was gonna say, let's see if there's some room for the show. Fuck that. What's going on,
What's up, man?
How you feeling, brother?
I'm feeling like if I stand here any longer, I'm gonna be 40 pounds thinner.
Perfect. So we're gonna make you stand 377 days. Like this. I'm fucking with you.
Don't worry, Show. I feel you gotta get your stride. You sitting in your thing is hot. Yo, I put Vicks in my nose. I'm like, well, why is my nose like tingling? I just blew my nose and I'm bleeding. I'm like, oh, no wonder.
I'm dying.
Wait, your nose is bleeding?
Not like a faucet is like the dried up nostrils.
Yeah.
Because I think the heat really was like fucking with me.
I guess your AC is not worth it, huh?
It's better than yesterday. At least it's not overloading. But it's better than yesterday. But where did we get that AC from? The last one was the Best Buy. No. But anyway, yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like you can still have your own, mix of story into the story. But like I said, you see how I just made.
Come on.
You can see how
Are you showing the trailer behind you?
Yeah.
My bad.
I don't want to get copywritten for some bullshit.
My bad.
That's so good, Show. But you see how I just damn, just rocked me to sleep tonight, Jimbo. But you see how I just gave it my own flavor, but it still had the same premise. Like that's where you get a good.
Here's the thing: you didn't give it your own flavor. You told the story that needs to be told for the MCU. Like, just imagine Thor Love and Thunder was good, right? Or yeah, just imagine Thor Love and Thunder was good.
Yeah.
We can't get any movies like that if we want to have a consistently good product. Because I anytime you bring me a script, I'm gonna sit there and go, okay, half of this shit needs to connect to shit we're already doing. And here's how you can do it. And the minute I do that, this is no longer the movie that the writer wrote. This is no longer the movie that the director wanted to direct. Because we need it. We need it to follow a certain structure. We need it to stick to some shit, or it has to be complete. It has to be like Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine is completely detached from the rest of the MCU. The only reason we even know that it is part of the MCU is because Deadpool told us himself. Pluck that movie out of the lineup, and the MCU chugs along just the same. But we can't get a Deadpool and Wolverine. Imagine if Kevin Feige went, this is nice, but you have to tie into blah, 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 blah. We don't get that movie. That's what I'm saying. It's like if we're going to take over, we got to be the bookers now.
Yeah, but you got Deadpool doing Loki. You know what I'm saying? So like now you have they made a movie with Deadpool and they added fucking the Void and shit that happened with Loki.
Yeah, but the part of the Void they added has nothing to do with the TV show, and the part of the TVA they added, if you think about it, was some shit that was never talked about in the other TV show. It was some random. Oh yeah, we also have this dude down here who's doing shit unbeknownst to everybody else. Again, I'm not saying that movie is bad or anything. That's my favorite comic book movie. I'm just saying, logically, when you look at it, yeah, they use the same words that were in Loki, but they went into completely different parts that had nothing to do with anything else.
I don't know, man. I feel like what I did with Brave New World changed it with adding my flavor of how you tell the story and how you adapt both of the shits together. Because I don't think it's fucking hard for you to go up to Quentin Tarantino and say, yo, listen, this is the story of fucking Jack and the Gargonauts. Tell me a fucking story. And then Quentin Tarantino going, no, fuck that. I need John Leguizamo to be a fucking poet in the 1930s. And he finds a fucking rock and he marries the shit. And then he uses that rock to kill Jack the Butcher. Like, that has nothing to do with the Gargonauts.
Dude, look at one, Quentin Tarantino only does movies he writes, right? But look what he said about horror movies. He said he loves horror movies, right? And he loves reading horror novels. But because of the way he is and the way he likes to do his shit, he said it himself. He doesn't think he'd be a good director to adapt one of those novels he loves into a movie.
Because he's scared.
No, dude, he doesn't fit in a world where you tell him where the lines are. And all I'm saying is, if we're running the shit, we gotta put the lines down.
He does fit in a world where we tell him where the lines are because he writes movies and he went to school for directing movies and they all have rules on how to direct movies. He's fitting in the lines of how to direct movies. He's not doing nothing that's so fucking innovative in his movies. Like, he's not swimming underwater while everybody else is fucking on land. Like he's not doing some crazy shit. He got the same shit that everybody else is doing when it comes to fucking directing movies. He's not M. Night Shyamalan where he's like, oh, we got aliens, but Jesus is the one that fucking saved the planet because the birds shitted on him. Like, just because they like to make stupid fucking movies doesn't mean that they can't go, yo, listen, I have a theory. Like, I have a... Oh, wait, who directed The Departed?
Martin Scorsese.
Because I was going to say, isn't The Departed just a Japanese fucking movie?
Martin Scorsese just did a shot-for-shot remake, virtually.
So, I mean, these people do that shit. And The Departed was good.
Dude, but The Departed was only good because the original movie was good.
Oh, like, the original fucking... I feel like we had this conversation before. Joe was eating a sandwich. And we had this conversation before.
No, all right.
Because I was about to say, so is the original fucking comics of these.
Let me put it here for the sake of this conversation, right? You're in charge of Marvel.
Yeah.
And I come up to you and I go, yo, I have a great fucking idea for a Ghost Rider film. Right?
Okay.
Where Ghost Rider is essentially going to go into hell and take on Mephisto.
Okay.
And it's going to be this epic battle about theology and morals and demons and angels and all this cool shit, cool iconography, and it's going to have horror elements in it.
All these words I can't spell. Mm-hmm.
Word.
So you were running Marvel. What are you telling me?
You know what I would tell you? If this is gonna be a Ghost Rider movie, you tell me what you want. You tell me what you oh, I was gonna say Best Buy has the same fucking definition of a cheaper, but it's the same BTU, but can't pick it up in the store. No, so like all right, you give me the story, the rundown of what Ghost Rider is supposed to be. I listen to it and I go, all right, that's good. We can make that movie. Right? So then what do? I adapt your movie into how I can use Ghost Rider into a multi-movie thing. And so, like, all right, you want to do Mephisto, right? So now we see how you introduce Mephisto into the world. How can I adapt Mephisto into another fucking Doctor Strange movie?
So,
or
I have two questions for you.
Because what you're doing is you're setting the lore for Ghost Rider.
Okay.
And you're adding these new characters. So now that gives me an opportunity to go, okay, so we make another movie that had with Mephisto's with Doctor Doom, Mephisto's with Doctor Strange, Mephisto's with Wanda. We can, if we do another movie with like that, we can have Mephisto mentioned, come in it or whatever the case may be. They can be mentions of a Ghost Rider, something that can tie the fact that, yo, this happened, people are aware of it, and we keep moving.
Okay, so now you just answered one of my questions. So then I'm not allowed to kill Mephisto and turn Ghost Rider into God Rider. Because you just said you want to put him in other movies.
No, I said, how can we adapt them into other movies? Because one, you didn't tell me you was going to kill him.
Well, my two questions would have been, would I be allowed to kill Mephisto? And would I be allowed to turn Ghost Rider into his God form? Those would have been my two questions.
Yeah, because now we can either bring back Mephisto through some kind of fucking God spell that he took advantage of Wanda trying to go in through the multiverse, or Doctor Doom trying to get his mother, or fucking someone else takes Mephisto's spot. There's ways to do things. This is not finite. There's 7,000 fucking comics, 40 million fucking heroes. This isn't something where, yo, we only got Superman and Batman. Don't do shit. I want to introduce the Flash. You can't. It's Tuesday. Batman doesn't run on Tuesdays. Can't do it.
Yo, again, I'm not trying to turn this discussion into anything more than just a discussion. But if you look at the box office evidence, every single movie in the MCU that is turned around and went, we're not going to do the cookie cutter Marvel program, has been a box office fucking disaster.
Lionheart came out today.
Lionheart came out in 1994.
Ironheart, my bad.
Yes, Ironheart dropped today, 3 episodes.
Okay.
Well, listen, man. Let's get into why we might be able to fucking get people to watch Ironheart before we start telling people it's impossible to make good shit. Because the moral of this show was supposed to give some kind of light to it. It wasn't supposed to kill any possibility of watching this fucking. So here you go, show. This is for you. All right? Because you're using the wrong mic.
What? Why you didn't tell me that? No.
Because you was going to change your camera.
Shit. Doesn't have a camera. So stop touching my shit.
You're still using the wrong mic.
Stop touching my shit.
Yo.
There you go.
Stop touching.
Now I can't hear your fucking fan or whatever you got blowing back there.
You should have been said.
Well, you muted yourself, so I didn't hear it. When you unmuted yourself, that's when I heard it.
See? I'm used to. I got etiquette. I'm used to muting myself.
There you go. Now, since you muted yourself, I'm gonna give you 5 things to know before Ironheart. All right, Joe?
Correct.
Cap needs to hear this shit too.
That's right.
Number 1, Riri Williams is stepping into the spotlight. If you didn't know that, from this being her show, I feel sorry for you.
I thought this was gonna be all about Okoye.
Yeah.
Black Panther.
Number 2, a new antagonist rises. So there's a new bad guy.
Right.
Basically, they're gonna bring in a new underground of people. This is a new layer of Marvel, which is actually one of the things I'm excited for, because you got street level, and then you got to have some kind of below street level people that even Spider-Man and Daredevil and all those people don't consider worth it. Like Condiment Man, but not like that. It's like they may not be as big as Kingpin, but this is just one of those, like, they know how to hide it better. Their aspirations for world domination isn't as big as Kingpin. What do you think about that, Cap?
What, did they introducing a new villain?
AKA the Hood.
Yeah, I have a little bit of inside knowledge, so I can't comment too much.
He said, inside knowledge of the show or of the character?
Of both.
All right. Number 3, Riri's story picks up after the events of Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Now, see, that I don't believe. Like, why would you pick up the show after the events of when she first appeared, and not pick up the show 10 months before she appeared? Like, so far I've heard nothing but 5 things to know. It's shit we know. Hey, here's the shit you need to know. Exactly what's happening.
Yeah, the name of the show is Ironheart.
Is that number 1?
Yeah. The person who's the lead actress on the show is going to be in the show. There's a video game named MLB The Show.
We have a cast member who is called Show.
All right, you muted again, Show.
Number 2.
Well, Show said, fuck it. If I'm gonna mute myself, I'm gonna mute myself. Riri, this is for Show, because I know Show's asking this question. Riri
There we
isn't
go.
following in Iron Man's footsteps.
That is the first piece of information that's like, okay, I needed to know that.
She's not. She sure look like Iron Man.
So, Thorne and the filmmakers wanted Riri to stand on her own in Ironheart, and the series follows her as she takes her first steps towards being a hero, just like in the comics. Riri isn't taking over the mantle of Iron Man, and she's eager to craft her own path in the world. Still, Tony Stark himself, Robert Downey Jr., has given the show his stamp of approval, and the actor recently crashed America with Thorne to declare Iron Man loves Ironheart. And number 5, which could be a big deal, the show blends magic and technology. The last time we had the blending of magic and technology was in Thor, where he was basically saying your science and our magic are very similar.
Yes, but for right now, until we see the first 3 episodes, we're gonna go with that.
Oh, don't tell me this is fake magic.
No. Like I said, I'm not gonna, because we haven't seen the episodes yet. I don't want to say nothing right now.
Don't tell me they got the Asian guy from fucking Ant-Man pulling a card out of his fucking hand going, hey, and now that's the magic.
We haven't seen any of it. Who knows?
Y'all watching it tonight?
Shit, I'm gonna pass out after we finish this.
Sometimes before next Tuesday.
We got until next week to watch it and review. Next week we'll review episodes 1, 2, and 3.
All right, good. I'm glad you're telling me. I don't want to fuck it up for you. I don't want to watch 6, 7, and 4. Yeah, that
Only
wasn't
you
even
would
the
watch
order.
6, 7, and 4.
No.
While
Show would
those-
be like, I love the movie. When Jean-Claude Van Damme was fighting that black guy in the beginning and he punched him in the dick.
Yeah.
Show would be the only one to watch Lionheart instead of Ironheart.
Yo,
Oops.
I'm gonna bring this up until the world starts spinning. Do you remember when we were doing a live watch along of the movie Predators, and Show was watching The Predator? He's like, yo,
Yep.
but he's in a lab on a table. I was like, what the fuck movie are you watching? He's watching a completely different Predator movie than the one we all were not live stream, but we're all doing a live watch along for.
Gotta be specific, bro.
We can't get more specific than giving you the title of the movie we wanted you to watch.
It's not The Bronx. It's Bronx. No, it's the other way around. The Predator. My bad. I should have never. I mean, that's the only one they had on YouTube.
I gave you the link.
My
Yeah,
bad.
we weren't watching it on YouTube. We had the correct movie.
That was actually the release of it, wasn't it? They just released that one.
I think so.
Yeah, because that was with the autistic kid.
No. Well, that's the one that Show was watching. We were watching the one with Adrian Brody, the good one.
Oh. Okay.
Can y'all hear that?
Here
What are
what?
you talking?
No, good. I was
So
pressing buttons. My bad.
back to reasons to watch this show.
So now blends magic and technology. What character blends magic and technology?
Do you want me to tell you?
Yeah, I know. The show know.
No, I usually don't know.
All right. So let's see if you know. So on three, we say it at the same time. Ready?
Yeah,
1, 2, 3. Doctor
Doctor.
Doom.
Yeah, Doctor Doom.
Ooh, that the doom. Da doom.
Well, they never
Yeah,
got.
it's the Netflix N. That's the new big bad.
Da doom. That's number 6 on why you need to watch Ironheart. No, but like having magic and technology shown together in this show could make Doctor Doom look even more sick. Because one, if they show it here, and then they show it better with Doom to show that he's actually a master of magic. He was a sorcerer supreme at one point, and he's a fucking genius with technology. Like that would just make him more of a big bad.
That would. But you gotta showcase magic and technology here in a way to where Doom doing it better isn't, oh, she was trash, this is how we do it. But showcase it in a way going, okay, she was learning it, he knows it. Because
Well,
there's a vast difference between, okay, she's getting the hang of it and he's fully functional with it versus they just did it. They didn't know how to fucking do it here. It was trash. They did it better in the other one.
well, so the way I see it is that she would break through on how to make her technology use magic, where it's like, yo, I got this shit to run on ion coils, but then I'm trying to make it run on its own energy, which would be magic. Or like I'm trying to emulate the magic that this guy has with this technology, where it's like, yo, imagine if you was able to put them together, and that's like their goal, and they just found out that somebody did it, and motherfucker's name is Doctor Doodum. You know?
Yeah, as of right now, every possibility is open. So that could very well be what they're doing with this show. Now, do you want me to get to the little bit of news that I have?
Yeah.
Of course.
So, I have seen a bunch of reviews because a bunch of people have already seen the first 3 episodes. And a lot of the reviews are exactly what you think. This show's trash. Don't watch it. This is, Marvel's biggest fuck up yet. All that bullshit. The one review that I do trust. This guy him and his friend are watching all of Marvel because she has never seen it. Never had a spoiler for it. Doesn't know anything about it. And her review of it essentially is by the end of the third episode, she's invested. So there's hope that if you actually watch this with the intent of giving it a chance, that much like somebody who doesn't know anything about this universe, you can actually turn around and go, all right, by the end of the third one, let's get to the fourth one. Let's see what the fuck they do now.
I mean, shit, Andor was like that. The first 3 episodes were like, but I'm pretty sure the people that say this shit is trash are tired of, fucking women. Like I think they're just fucking hating at this point. If it's not a normal guy like one of the originals, they're fucking hating on. That's what I think that's happening.
That's what I think is happening too.
What do you think, Show? Joe thinks if we can't throw them off a roof legally, then they shouldn't be allowed to watch TV. See?
Sure, your insight, I just have to say, is like the most valuable thing we have, the most valuable commodity we have in this
I,
entire platform.
I saw the look on Show's face. They lost the feather that they used to tickle his feet with.
You know what's crazy? I can't give you no input because I just watched the damn trailer. I haven't watched the 3 shows. I don't know who Ironheart is. So I'm
Well,
trying to.
yeah,
I'm next week. You
you
will
watched the
have the
trailer,
best
though, right?
show. Just now
Okay.
it was
So,
a little. Like I
what do
want
you
to see
think of the
more.
trailer?
It was a
Wasn't
beginning.
it was it was a beginning to tell me what it was, but it wasn't as good as usual Marvel trailers are, where they captivate you and you're like, I gotta watch the whole show. Like I
So,
think Daredevil did to me.
okay. So, given the fact that if you weren't on this podcast,
Mhm.
based on the trailer you just saw, would you watch this show?
Honestly, I might not, but given what it's integrated with, like I saw some Black Panther in there, it would interest me. Find out if there would be more.
So that's a yes.
That's a yes, yeah.
All right.
Would have been a no
But
if it wasn't for Black Panther.
you're not excited for it.
No.
What show did you like out of the Marvel MCU?
Daredevil. Loki. What other shows did I like? I think those are 2 of my favorite. Daredevil and Loki.
Did you like the Blue Mask?
I don't think I've seen that one.
Nah, I was trying to
Uh,
catch
Did you watch Agatha?
No, because I was traumatized with how I didn't like WandaVision.
Oh,
But you
right.
didn't
You're
finish
one of the few
WandaVision.
people that didn't like WandaVision.
It started too slow for me. It was like, But now that I actually understand what's going on, that it was they were all caught in there, I do have to go back and watch it. I didn't give it a chance. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's happening. You just black and white. I'm
That
like,
was the point,
really?
though.
I know now that you know that, you could go back and maybe stay in there a little better. Like this is gonna get better. I didn't know that. I thought it was gonna stay black and white.
You thought it was gonna stay black and proud?
That's right.
See, this is where watching trailers helps tremendously because they give you a little bit of okay, now I know what the fuck I'm looking forward to.
Not
Yo,
gonna stay like that.
speaking of WandaVision, what if before Wanda started helping Ultron and she got um infused by the Mind Stone? Was the Mind Stone?
Who?
Wanda.
I think they got the Soul Stone because the Mind
W-
Stone was in Loki's scepter.
Okay, so one of them stone, yeah. So when she got infused with that, what if she knew about mutants and she was like hating her father and she said no more mutants and erased mutants and erased knowledge of mutants. It also erased her shit because it was too much too soon, and that's why there's no mutants in this universe.
Wait, what? Hold on, you lost me. Wanda in our universe.
Yeah, when they in Age of Ultron, you know how they were
Okay, yeah,
being
yeah.
fucked with. Now imagine Magneto gets blamed for Wanda's parents dying because she was brainwashed by the Hydra, and they convinced no mutants, and that fucks up her. Like, it's too much too soon, so that's what makes her like lose her memories of the mutants. And Hydra actually convinces her now, okay, we have a bigger threat out there in the Avengers, so now let's blame Tony Stark for your parents dying, and now we'll set her out against Tony Stark. But because she was too much too soon with the power with the Mind Stone, it like put a block in her until she read the Dark Code and became the Scarlet Witch.
All right. So I guess this is one of those grandfather paradox where
Yeah,
where the effects of point A take place for us before we get to point A.
yeah.
I mean, if we do it that way and ignore Hulk's explanation of how time and shit's supposed to work, we could do it.
No, I'm saying we backtrack that. Like, when like she was normal or she had some magic in her,
Yeah.
and Hydra was experimenting with her and her brother because they were mutants, and they didn't know that Magneto was their father. So Hydra, trying to get rid of Magneto, convinces her to get rid of all mutants.
Yeah. So we retcon.
Yeah, it's like a oh, by the way, you didn't hear this part of the story because technically it never happened, but this excuse makes it viable.
Okay. I mean, we could. I mean, we already have a thing where just mutations are just not prevalent in this version of Marvel Universe.
Well, technically they called Miss Marvel a mutant.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're not prevalent. So we might get one or two, but we don't have 15% of the fucking population. Or I, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do the whole mutants thing. To be honest, any venture to guess is there could be one of 2 million things. They could just take people from other universes and throw them into ours and consolidate this whole multiverse shit. They can even say that the snap awakened mutant genes because you got, for people who were dusted, it was 5 seconds. So you got snapped once and snapped again instantly. And now people who had dormant mutations are now active. So now going forward, we have mutants running around. You could say that shit from Battle World uh, had an effect, and that's what caused mutations to show up now more prevalent than before. And we get a younger Scott and Jean, and that's why they were never around. But Logan, why was Logan never around? Well, I mean, he's part of fucking top secret weapons shit. Why would he? Why would we know about him and clandestine fucking things? Uh, Back to the point of the thing here. Why are you hyped though to see Ironheart?
Because I'm looking for a new level of shit. Like I want to see a place where the new Falcon, the new Hawkeye, and that team that she's putting together could fucking coexist. Not everybody needs to fight world enders, right, show?
That's right.
He impersonated the dragon that Shang Li.
Yeah, he's Fing Fang Foom now.
Yeah, like that's why I'm hyped, because I'm here looking for something that shows Marvel has multiple layers, where Ironheart might get in the way of one of the fucking people in a fight, but she ain't in there in space fighting fucking Thanos again. You know?
All right, that makes sense.
Because if you could split the MCU universe and the movie universe, but have them coincide together, that you can win with that. Because now you can have TV shows where these girls are doing all this other stuff, getting the low level people protecting the citizens, and then you have Captain America doing the huge things, stopping nuclear fucking war and war over vibranium and animanium and shit like that, and stopping the president from destroying the country. You know, you have Daredevil who's protecting his most dangerous part of New York City, and Spider-Man protecting Queens and all that, but then Ironheart is here in the underground with the smart people, the people that don't get seen by those. Like I wouldn't expect Ironheart to fuck with Kingpin, but maybe she tries and she realized that Kingpin ain't the one, or that like you can introduce fucking Tombstone or like lower level guys. There's a lot of characters in here, and there's a lot of, if you want to see what happened in this book, go buy that one comic and see what happened with the fight between this. Apparently it doesn't, Leon. In this one, she doesn't follow in the footsteps of Tony Stark's in this show.
Yeah, there was some, I forget what the connection was with her and Tony in the comics, but essentially when Tony died, he downloaded his consciousness into a Friday-esque AI that then she found and implemented in her suit, and he became Jarvis for her for a little bit until they eventually brought him back to life. Because, somehow Palpatine returns.
Because also, not for nothing, if you think about it, this could be a back alley way of getting your Marvel Knights. This is technology and magic. Fuck with the magic world. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with the demon realm. And it can possibly bring out some shit that she can't handle, and boom, now you got Ghost Rider, Blade, Moon Knight, all these people.
Werewolf by Night.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there you go. Like, this could possibly do something like that. And that would be something that no one would see coming.
That's true.
I'm more hyped for the possibilities of what this show may open up for the future than what this show will give me now.
All right.
And I don't have to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's not like She-Hulk.
What if this becomes like She-Hulk?
Then Marvel's fucked. If this becomes like She-Hulk, and this is not me being sexist. If this becomes like She-Hulk, where this is a complete waste of time, and all of the story or something that you could do for character development gets wasted, and you tell me some stupid, complete stupid bullshit, I am not watching a female lead Marvel anything anymore. And I'm gonna blame it on the female lead. Sorry. The only one I would trust is Kamala Khan. Other than that, I'm done. What about you, Cap?
I got I gotta be honest. I know we're supposed to sit there and be like, maybe this is a sleeper hit. I don't see how this is a sleeper hit. Only because, like Agatha, like, all right, perfect example. All right, I'm gonna give you something that's not even in the political sphere of man-led, woman-led, blah blah blah. Skeleton Crew. Skeleton Crew was surprisingly fucking good. It had heart. It was funny. I connected with the characters personally. It was a good Star Wars show and a good fucking bounce back that we needed after the string of shows that they had put out, right? And the disappointment we felt.
Yeah.
But as I told you in the car a couple days ago, when the Nielsen ratings came out, it didn't even crack the top 20 at any point in its fucking run. And it is the lowest watched Disney Plus Star Wars show in history. So, with that knowledge, even if it's good, it still runs a risk of not being a sleeper hit. Because here's my question, right? She's not following Tony Stark. Okay. Why a mech suit then?
That's what she did in Wakanda.
Yeah, but she was already building that beforehand. So what you can't tell me you're building that independent of what Tony Stark did.
Well, it
He's
says
the
she's
most
not.
visible fucking hero
No,
in.
it says she's not following in the footsteps of Tony Stark. Maybe she's following in the footsteps of um of who's the queen now? Shuri?
Shuri?
Yeah. Maybe she decided because in Wakanda, you have to assume she's doing that because of Tony. Only reason why you got a mech suit and all that other shit, she's doing that for Tony. But maybe what she learned in Wakanda, she's trying to do what she's trying to be a hero in a way that she can be, and her shit is technology.
Yeah. No, I get that. My thing is, but she
Drone
said
better.
in the thing she wants to build something iconic, right?
Yeah.
But you're building this similar shit as something that already, like the delineation is not good, is not far enough that I can discern. Okay, this is similar to Iron Man, but not influenced by. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you look at the trailer and it looks like you are. So she's just in a War Machine suit.
She actually looks more like the Apex game.
You said the Apex game?
Yeah, you remember that game that me and Kay was gonna play with the mech suits, and that shit was trash.
Oh yeah. I I thought Apex Legend was. I'm thinking Apex Legend, that first person shooter.
Yeah. What the fuck game was that?
It could have also been called Apex. I don't know. I'm gonna give this the same chance I gave Agatha, and we'll see what happens. Because Agatha, to me, there were good parts in it, there were bad parts in it, but overall, it wasn't. Overall, it was watchable. So I'm gonna give this the same treatment, and let's see where it falls on the on the scale.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, listen, man. Like I said, I'm just trying to have some kind of hope for.
Yeah, I get it, but to for the audience listening and watching us, this has nothing to do with a female-led show. I also feel this way about the Wonder Man show coming out.
But
I'm even less hyped for that show than I am for Ironheart.
the crazy shit is, I'm hyped for that show just for Slattern.
But you know what the premise of that show is, right?
He's playing a hero.
Yeah, he's auditioning for the role of Wonder Man.
Yeah. And then he doesn't get it.
I don't know what we're doing. But this is what I was talking about before in our discussion, right? You get a TV show where he's auditioning for the role of Wonder Man. And we're like, yo, I don't get what this is. And Kevin Feige, he's just letting it rock. And yeah, you could turn around and try to figure out now how to bend yourself into a pretzel, connecting all the dots. Or if I was running it, I would go, what the fuck is this? This is not what we're doing. You are not going to take an already established hero with a good story and a sympathetic one at that and do what the fuck Wonder Man is. And this is how I needed to connect. But again, that's why I don't want the job.
I mean,
tell me when you first heard that, you weren't like, wait, what?
yeah. I kind of was. But is it one of those like he's auditioning for the role and then turns into him? But
even if he does, even if he actually turns into Wonder Man, and this isn't just some weird shit about actors playing if this isn't what's that show you like to watch? Entourage, where he played Iron Man in the fucking show, or not Iron Man, Aquaman. Right? Even if he does turn into Wonder Man already has a fucking sympathetic, tragic backstory that you could pull from to make him fit into this world and to actually give the actor playing him something real to dive into and to fucking, use and to fucking show his ability.
yeah.
And you won't get people like me going, wait, what the fuck are we doing? But we'll see. Is Ironheart going to be a sleeper hit? Who knows? All we can say is just give it an actual chance before you discard it. If you watch this channel and you hear us, give it an actual chance. Sit down and legitimately watch these first 3 episodes don't dismiss it, and then let's figure out where this show is gonna land together.
Word. And the game is Anthem.
Anthem.
Yeah.
I'm down to give it a chance.
Are you sure? You down with OPP?
Yeah, you know me.
Everybody.
And I think we can hit the on that note.
Yeah. Ready, show?
Yep, he's ready.
Nope, I was muted. Now I'm ready.
All right. Tune in tomorrow. We're gonna talk about John Jones retiring, the Kevin Durant trade, Show versus Stephen A. Smith in the debate. We got that. To happen, and plenty of more where that came from. And then on Thursday, we're gonna make our predictions about the matches at Night of Champions, but also predict if it's gonna actually happen or not.
We're gonna do it anyway.
Word. And then Friday, the Tone the Show show will be there on time and in living color. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, it is your friendly neighborhood knuckleheads signing out. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself here.
Fuck them, that's why.
That's right.